Hello sir, good day. We're going to talk about Article 2058 to 2066 and Article 2075 to 2083. Article 2058, the guarantor cannot be compelled to pay the creditor unless the latter has exhausted all the property of the debtor and has resorted to all the legal remedies against the debtor. Article 2058 is not applicable to the contract of suretyship. In Article 2059, this execution shall not take place. So if the guarantor has expressly announced it, if he has bound himself solidarily with the debtor. Third one is in case of insolvency of the debtor. So and the fourth one is when he has absconded or cannot be sued within the Philippines, unless he has left a manager or representative. That an execution on the property of the principal debtor would not result in the satisfaction of the obligation. Next is Article 2060. In order that the guarantor may make use of the benefit of his execution, he must set it up against the creditor upon the latter's demand for payment from him, and point out to the creditor available property of the debtor within Philippine territory sufficient to cover the amount of the debtor. Article 2061. So the guarantor, having fulfilled all the conditions required in the preceding article, the creditor who is negligent in exhausting the property pointed out shall suffer the loss, so to the extent of said property for the insolvency of the debtor resulting from such negligence. In Article 2062, so the benefit of execution mentioned in Article 2058 shall always be unimpaired, even if judgment should be rendered against the principal debtor and the guarantor in case of appearance by the latter. If the guarantor appears, he is still given the benefit of exhaustion, even judgment should be rendered against him and the principal debtor. In Article 2063, what's written there, it is the effects of compromise between creditor and principal debtor. Act binds only the parties thereto and not third persons. Compromise cannot prejudice the guarantor or the debtor, as the case may be when he is not a party to such compromise. Article 2064, sub-guarantor's right to execution. So a guarantor has the right to demand the execution of the properties of the principal debtor. Sub-guarantor enjoys the benefit of execution not only with respect to the principal debtor but also with respect to the guarantor. Article 2065, so there is the benefit of decision among several guarantors. So this article, there should be several guarantors of only one debtor and for the same debt. So the obligation to answer for the same is divided among all. The creditor cannot claim from the guarantors except the share which they are respectively bound to pay, unless solidarity has been expressly stipulated. In Article 2066, so there is indemnity compromises. First is the total amount of the debt. Second is the legal interest thereon from the time the payment is made known to the debtor, even though it did not earn interest for the creditor. Third one is the expenses incurred by the guarantor after having notified the debtor that payment had been demanded of him. Number 4 is damages if they are due. And that's it for Article 2058 to 2066.
So, good evening, sir. I'm James Louis Fardo. I'm from Group 7, and my topic are Articles 2075 to 2083. Then, Article 2075. It talks about a guarantee produces a legal effect wherein one party affirms the promise of another, usually to pay by promising to themselves PF default occurs. At law, the giver of a guarantee is called the surety or the guarantor. So next, Articles 2076 to 2081. It tackles about extension granted to the debtor by the creditor without the consent of the guarantor. Extinguishes the guarantee. The mere failure on the part of the creditor to demand payment after the debt has become due does not of itself constitute any extension of time referred to herein. So lastly, Articles 2082 to 2083. It's about the only importance of the legal and judicial bonds is that it is a surety. It is not entitled to the benefit of execution. So that's all my topic about Article 2075 to 2083.